you guys see that Darnell Savage got released by Jacksonville, the safety?
That was surprising. I think they had signed him a little late.
Yeah, and they're going to eat a lot of money there.
Ooh.
They're going to eat some money on this one. And I know some people on Twitter were asking me, hey, should we, they're looking at the safety situation. And
I don't think the Cowboys are going to be hunting safeties. They got Elijah Clark sitting there who they like a lot.
Sure.
And he I don't know when they're going to elevate him, but at some point, if they need to, I think that'd be the guy they turn to first.
I talked to some folks that I know that know Darnell Savage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you want Darnell Savage.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think
How
you want
bad?
him.
How bad is it?
It's not good. Talking about a guy, they're saying basically kind of a poor attitude player, just not happy with his situation.
Well, Trayvon needs a new friend.
Yeah, not not very consistent. There was talk that was there a guy at well, you remember these things well. Tulane, did we look at a player named Ranshaw that was a safety?
Yes, we did. Yes, corner safety flex.
Okay, Ranshaw.
I actually liked him. Good player.
Okay, Ranshaw was a player that they drafted, and I was asking some folks about him, and they're like, listen, if Ranshaw doesn't break his foot, Darnell Savage might get cut.
Ooh.
So he made the team because of an injury. But it didn't seem like to me that this guy was, in the way he played, that there was like nickel situations, struggled to cover, wasn't on the field. There's a lot of things that people down that area were saying that.
So you're struggling to find positives here on the individual.
I'm struggling to find some positives here.
And he was, I believe, a second-round pick of the Packers.
Yeah.
And the Packers, if you're good, they're not letting high picks leave.
They don't usually let picks go. They don't. So
it's fascinating, though, that when you get to overtime, Eberflus was still trusting Donovan Wilson in those two safety looks. So you got to wonder what their plan is this week. If it's not Darnell Savage, is it to go back to Donovan Wilson?
Okay, this is where, I mean, it's they're going to – I think what they should think about doing is because –
I mean, how many big plays was it? Was it 4 or 5 where Wilson just should have not let the ball go over his head?
I think there were at least three that were hit.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
But there were some other big chunk plays.
Okay, I'm watching the Bears play. I'm watching them against the Vikings, and I'm watching them against the Lions. And this is what makes me nervous about playing the Bears offensively is Caleb Williams' ability to run. And I mean run in a way of avoid pressure and then take it around the corner, like
chunk it.
And then chunk it. Yeah. He's gonna make a lot of off-platform throws. They're gonna make you the way he holds the football, you have got to, if you're a secondary, you have got to stay with your guys. You've got to be able to run with your guys. And we'll see how much zone coverage that they play. It clearly was it wasn't good enough the other day. If you look at, and this is the problem that I have too with, if you don't play with the discipline on the edge and keep him within the pocket, he had 9 runs, quarterback scrambles, 6 first downs.
Oof. On the season?
On the season.
Okay.
2 games.
It's pretty impressive.
All of a sudden now, guy drops back and there's nothing there, and then you lose contain, and now he's taken off running. This is going to be a problem in this game. Dallas has got to play so disciplined because if you let him run, he could beat you. He could beat you with his legs the way. And there's now a willingness of him to run, and they've got some problems on the offensive line. And we said this about the Giants last week. I'm going to give you the guy, Braxton Jones, the left tackle. That is a problem for them. Whoever is playing right end for the Cowboys and whoever's rushing off that right side needs to take advantage of Braxton Jones. 2 sacks last week. He's given up 12 pressures for the year. Wow. This guy's got problems. He doesn't move very well. And when you don't move well, you struggle. And the Lions, good pass rushers. Vikings, good pass rushers. But they broke this guy down pretty well. Him and the right tackle, Darnell Wright, who they drafted in the first round in the 23 draft from Tennessee. Those guys are kind of a little bit some issues for them right now with the pressures. When you look at Wright, he's a little bit more of a slower-footed guy than Braxton over on the left side. But there's plays to be made on these tackles. If you're going to attack one of their interiors, Jonah Jackson, who they got a trade from with the Rams, he struggles with quickness. Okay, this is going to play into the hands of Solomon Thomas, Oso Digizua, guys like that. So keep an eye on. It's the left tackle first, the right tackle right second, and then Jonah Jackson, the right guard third, is how I'd break this down. For
how
tackling.
Discouraging was it that they couldn't get after the Giants' offensive
That's what scares me. That's what scares me right now is I felt like the Giants' offensive line was worse than what they're dealing with here right now with the Bears.
Right. Good opinion.
And so if that's the case, I'm giving you the guys you attack. Let's hope that somehow you make plays on these guys.
By the way, on Caleb Williams scrambling, right now only Mahomes, Hurts, and Daniels scramble more than Caleb Williams.
That's a bit terrifying with how well Hurts was able to.
Now, something you got to think about too is the Bears' offense is one of the most penalized offenses in the league.
Yes.
So they start, or they're in a lot of 3rd and 9s. So that's now you get them in the long yard situation. How are you going to play them? All right, let me just give you an example of some of the things that teams have done to Caleb Williams. And again, it's two teams. When they played zone coverage against him, he's about a 61% passer. He's thrown 1 interception, 1 touchdown. When they've played him single high, like a cover 3, he's a 51% passer.
There you go.
So
they'll run that with Malik, but you need Malik
exactly.
Hooker.
Yeah.
Is
he still a young quarterback that just doesn't handle extra pressure well?
Well, that's the thing. You blitz him. He's 11 of 22 this year with you blitz him. He's only 50% throwing the football there. Mm-hmm. But 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Okay.
So
boomer busty.
A little boomer busty there at your quarterback. But this is where I think, like you say, the single high stuff seems to bother him the most. When you play him split safety or cover 2, he's a 67% passer.
Wow.
So, okay, Matt Eberflus, if all of a sudden we're watching the game and it looks like too deep, zone, too deep, to me, 2 games should tell you right there, single high is a problem for this guy. Like if you said zone is a problem for Hurts, single high is a problem for this guy. Uh-huh. Please don't play too deep in this game and allow him to have some success running the football or throwing the football. Now, he's got some guys to throw it to. Now, they use DJ Moore in the slot, but they haven't used DJ Moore in the slot like they used to, like with Fields used to use him. Mm-hmm. Like, they're throwing the ball more to Rome Odunze than they are throwing it to Moore.
Yeah.
Even though Moore's playing in the slot a lot more. Now, the matchup you would think with the Cowboys, let's see, is Stewart going to be matched up with Moore? Do they see that as like, whoa, we need to attack this guy, even though Stewart played pretty well for you last week?
I'm sure they're going to look at any one of these corners and feel like they can be had.
Yeah. I worry about that a little bit. But Rome Odunze has been the guy that's gotten the majority of the balls. And what's happened with the Bears, they're now more willing to throw the ball down the field. They had with Ben Johnson, the routes are deeper. There's more combinations. There's the tight ends are involved. They got the 12 personnel stuff that they do.
Yeah, tight ends.
The tight ends could be, but they haven't got the ball to the tight ends in the 2 games you watch.
Yeah.
Are you seeing a lot of the eye candy, like the Detroit Ben Johnson offense? It's just like, man, there's a lot going on here.
How about this? They've motioned. I knew you were going to ask this question.
He's ready. He's prepared.
Ready. They've motioned under Ben Johnson. They've motioned 50% in games this year. The first 2 weeks. That's the 7th lowest in the NFL. When he was at Detroit, he was motioning 67% of the time.
Wow.
So he's not
penalties. I would
not
guess.
motioning as much with this. But how about this? 4 of their 5 touchdowns this season have come off motion.
There you go.
Right. That's so he wants to do it,
but he doesn't trust his guy.
But he doesn't trust his guy. So that's kind of where you're at right now. Like I say, the quarterback runs are a big thing, and him breaking the pocket and making things happen. Rome Odunze, I think you got to be aware of him with some of the vertical stuff, the longer routes down the field. They're more willing to do that than maybe like after watching the Giants game. Hey, let's try. Their routes are long. They have. That's why I think they've had a little trouble with protection, because it's taken so long for their routes to develop down the field.
Gotcha.
Where the Lions were really good at routes, the crossers, the down the field stuff, the combination stuff. But the Bears are struggling with that right now. So play this guy. I think you play him single high, and you're probably going to make him have to really struggle in this football game. But watch out him running the football if, in fact, you don't have contain.
Hell of a job, Brian.
Thank you.